Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about Lando Norris, who's spoken more about his crash with Oscar Piastri, as well as Red Bull team boss Christian Horner, who's questioned the stewards over their decision on a big penalty. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description, but let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Norris, who has gone into more detail about what caused him to go into the back of his teammate Piastri in Canada. Now, as we know, on lap 67, Norris and Piastri were having a really close battle. It was brilliant to watch, but then on the start-finish straight, Piastri had a bad exit out of the final chicane, and Norris had a really good run on him. But Norris crashed into his teammate heading down the start-finish straight, losing his front wing in the initial contact, which sent his car into the wall, breaking the front left corner. This led to Norris retiring from the Grand Prix, while Piastri was able to continue and ended up finishing in 4th place. Now, as we know, Norris took responsibility immediately for the accident, and when asked about what happened after the race, Norris revealed he misanticipated Piastri moving over to the right, when in reality, the Australian had continued along the usual racing line towards the left. Norris said, as quoted by Racing News 365, "I just didn't expect to pass Oscar on the outside into turn 1. I should never have gone for it. I guess is my complete hindsight thing. I thought he was starting to drift a little bit to the right, so I thought I had a small opportunity to go to the left. But it was way too much risk, especially on my teammate. So happy nothing happened to him, and I paid the price for my mistake." But let's move on to Red Bull, with team boss Christian Horner questioning the consistency of the F1 stewards following Yuki Tsunoda's huge penalty in Canada. Now, as we know, Tsunoda's Grand Prix was ruined before it even got going, with him being given a 10th-place grid penalty following an incident in free practice 3. Basically, he got this penalty for overtaking a slow-moving Oscar Piastri under red flag conditions, and Piastri was going slow because he just made contact with the wall and was just trying to nurse the car back to the pits. And because of the 10th place grid drop, instead of starting 11th, which is where Tsunoda qualified, he ended up starting at the back of the grid. And now Horner has questioned the scale of Tsunoda's penalty, especially when 7 drivers were investigated post-race for overtaking on the cooldown lap, with the race still technically under safety car conditions. And these 7 drivers all received warnings from the FIA, with no penalties being handed out. Horner said, as quoted by Racing News 365, "Yuki was nailed on Saturday for making an overtake, and then a few cars overtook while there were marshals on the track after the race. So one would expect some form of consistency again." And speaking about Tsunoda's race, which he managed to finish 12th in, Horner went on to say, "Once his tyres cleaned up, I thought he actually did a decent job, and you could see how hard overtaking is here, so I thought Yuki should take some confidence from it. If he'd started in his normal grid position, where he qualified, he would have scored points." Now, I do get Horner's point about the penalty, because if you look at what happened after the race, it's under safety car conditions. You're not allowed to overtake, but drivers did overtake, and they were just given warnings. But in Tsunoda's case, he did drive past Piastri under red flags at 171 kilometers per hour. And as we know, in Monaco, Behrman drove past a car under red flag conditions in free practice, and he was given a 10th-place grid penalty as well. So the stewards were being consistent with the penalty for overtaking under red flags. And even though drivers overtaking after the Grand Prix, when it's technically under safety car conditions, should not have happened, I think the red flag incident is more severe. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. And until the next one, take care. Bye.